Good morning, ninjas. Welcome to Princess Ninja and Keto. My name is Melanie, and this is my ketogenic journey. Yes, I'm wearing a tank top, even though I'm still very self-conscious about my arms. But it's okay, because this year we're going to get a lot stronger. We're going to get a lot stronger. We are going to get a lot stronger. Okay, so my name is Melanie. This is the state of Florida. Today's actually very beautiful this morning. It's about 50 degrees. This morning I'm going to make one of my favorite go-to omelets, which is a spinach, feta, and onion omelet. The first thing I have to tell you though is you have to be careful with onions because onions can be a nightshade. So I use dehydrated onions and I only use a very small amount. So when I say a small amount, I'm talking like a teaspoon of onions. What I'm going to do is I'm making up my wet mixture, which is my egg mixture first. And I'm just going to use two. These are fairly small eggs. All right, now I have some Organic Valley heavy whipping cream, and I'm just going to put a splash, just a splash. I'm talking, I don't even have a teaspoon in there. That's just kind of going to give it a real creamy, fluffy texture. This is an emulsifier. There is a huge difference between a mixer and an emulsifier. You would not be able to do cookie dough with this because the way this works is this blade spins around. And in this little cup here, there's little holes. So what it does is it blends it and then it forces it out these little holes. So if you were to try to use this to do like a bread or a dough, something thick consistency, it's going to get all clogged up. So what I have in this bowl now are the dehydrated onions, a splash of organic cream, and 2 eggs. See how foamy and frothy that is? What that's going to do is it's going to give me a really nice, light, fluffy egg. All right, so I've added some bacon grease. This is a good solid tablespoon and a half to this Green Life pan, which I love these Green Life pans. They are amazing. As far as making omelets, that omelet will slide right out of here. So I'm going to turn this on a medium-high heat, and I'm going to let that grease get nice and heated up. What you want is enough grease in your pan so that it surrounds the omelet. But this is triple washed. So I'm just going to add about 1/4 of a cup of spinach. And I'm going to chop that up. All right. And I'm going to put this in the second bowl. And now I'm going to add about a teaspoon or a pinch of Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. I'm going to grind up some fresh black peppercorn. I'm going to put a little bit of crumbled feta. You can see I don't have very much in there. There's maybe a teaspoon. No, I'm sorry. There's maybe a tablespoon of feta. So I'm going to finish that up. And then I'm going to chunk me a few pieces of cream cheese. I'm going to say about a tablespoon. I want this to be a really good solid mixture, because this is going to go in the center of my omelet. So let me grab my camera and move this to the stove. All right, you want to make sure that you have a spatula that is really super flexible. You want to make sure that it specifically says that it's good for heat. Immediately, I'm going to turn the heat down. I do not want to fry this egg. I want an omelet. So I'm going to start coming around with my spatula, come around the edges. Let's get this pan nice and evenly filled. Trying to fill this hole that was created. You want your omelet to be thin, actually. It makes it much easier to fold. Keep going around the edges. trying not to tear them like I just did. All right, so I've got the heat down on this pan. Once you get most of the liquid egg around the sides, then we're gonna come in here with our spinach, feta, parmesan, and cream cheese filling. And we are going to stuff one side of the omelet. Everybody has a preference, right? My preference is to do it like this. And then I'm gonna come over and flip. All right, guys, so I've added 2 tablespoons of shredded mozzarella. I've turned the heat off. I'm simply going to cover this pan and let it sit for about 2 minutes till all the cheese is melted. I don't want my spinach to be watery. I just want enough heat to be applied to it that it wilts a little bit, and I want the cheeses inside the omelet to melt. So, but I don't want to overcook this, and I don't want to burn the egg, and I don't like my eggs overcooked. So that is how I make my spinach, feta, and onion omelet. All right, guys, this is my commitment to fitness. You can see the get up I'm wearing. I'm going to tell you something. I'm still very conscientious about my thighs. I have some very big, chunky monkey thighs, but I'm in yoga pants. I am in yoga pants, booty for days, right? I think I'm looking pretty thin. I mean, even though I still weigh almost 200 pounds, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I look like I do, but I'm going to my commitment to fitness. Excuse the mess on my floor. This is my favorite stretch. We're going to stretch up, reach towards the sky, stretch, feel it all through here. You are going to pivot forward, right? Try not to bend your back. You are going to slowly roll your shoulders down till you're touching the floor. Oh, if you have to sit there for a minute, that's fine. Feel that stretch all through the hamstring, all through the lower back. This is such an amazing stretch. Now, to make this trickier and to turn this into fitness and strength training, I'm simply going to walk my hands out in front of me until I am in a planking position. I'm in a plank position, and now I'm going to, without touching, don't touch your thighs to the floor. I'm going to arch my back this way, put my head up as high as I can, and then I'm going to slowly come back up. Walk your hands back up. If you need to, spread your legs. Come back to your toes. Feel that nice long stretch. And then roll up, roll up, roll up. Woo! And that's one. All right, guys, since this is the year of minimization and declutter, this over here, the bag, of course, not the coconut oil. Let me move that. The hair straightener, that cooler, I don't know why there was a lunchbox under there. This is all of the stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of. And this is what I cleaned. So that's my husband's side of the sink. And that is my side of the sink. All right, guys, I could only do 3 of those stretch and planks. I did 20 squats, but they were not full squats. I don't know what's going on with my muscle strength. I just don't have the strength. So I decided I'm going to do what I love, and that's go walking. And I'll take shots throughout my neighborhood and show you where I live. Oh boy, so more hills. This used to be my favorite street in our neighborhood, but they have built it up. I'd have to say that when we moved in, there was probably 7 to 10 vacant homes that were bank owned. And then there was about 30 lots for sale just on this one street that's 2 miles long. And they're 1 acre lots. And now they've just they're overbuilding it. Don't ever let anyone tell you there are no hills in Florida. Because, yeah, this is my neighborhood. All right, guys, this is the last street I'm walking. I'm only about a quarter of a mile from my house. I started way down there at the bottom of that hill, and this is the steepest hill in my neighborhood at around an 8 to 10% incline. This one is a killer, but just over that hill and to the right is my house. So I'm almost home. And I'm home. Whew, I'll show you a screenshot of my Fitbit. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Nobody gonna come see me? Nobody's gonna come say, hey, 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 get back here, hey, get in here. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to whip up some simple tuna salad with some celery sticks. I'm hungry again. Not sure why I ate that omelet this morning for breakfast. I don't know how accurate my blood glucose and ketones are going to be because I forgot to do them this morning. And I just finished that really long walk. So my body could possibly be producing its own glucose for energy. And it could be using ketones, which would give me a very low ketone reading. But I'll show you screenshots of the blood glucose and ketones right after this. Alright guys, I didn't have any dill relish, but I'm going to eat this tuna fish on this celery. Celery is a very low carbohydrate vegetable. It also has a high water content, so it's great for helping you keep hydrated. Anyway, we have 1 can of Bumblebee tuna. Okay, we have Bumblebee tuna and water. I just don't like the oil that they pack their tuna in, so I choose water. I've added 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise. I've added just a smidge of this organic Great Value yellow mustard, a pinch of organic dill, some onion powder, and celery salt. And that'll be my lunch today. Big old shout out and love to Nicole. Thank you so much for your thoughtful and generous donation to the channel. My husband and I had an Outback Steakhouse gift certificate to burn up, so I ordered a 6-ounce sirloin with steamed broccoli and a side Caesar with no croutons. Alright guys, this is the part of my day where I'm 100% accountable, no matter how good, how bad, whatever. No matter what I've done, you're going to see it here on the board, and you're going to get to see my entire day kind of summarized on this board. But for this year, it's really important for me to get rid of Sheila. Sheila is my alter ego. Sheila is the voices in my head that tells me I'm not good enough, that I'm gonna fail, that I can't do this, that I'm fat, that I'm ugly, that I'm stupid, on and on. I have lived years of my life self-abusing, and I have named that abuser Sheila. I'm sorry if your name's Sheila. That's just the way it is, baby. All right, so I am. What am I that has absolutely zero to do with weight loss? It wouldn't matter what I weighed. If I weighed 200, 300, 800, 1,700 pounds, I am still amazing. I'm tough as nails. I am kind. I am giving. I'm strong. I'm intuitive. I'm charitable. And I'm funny, at least to myself. Today is January 10th. My ketones, I forgot to test them when I first woke up this morning, so I tested them between breakfast and lunch, and I got 91 and 0.4. There are those that say that if you don't register at least a 0.5 or higher, you're not in ketosis. However, I like to think that either you have ketones or you don't have ketones. It's kind of like either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant. You can't like partially be pregnant. So my body could be using those ketones efficiently. That may be why, because my entire journey, I've never really registered much more than 0.7. Occasionally I'll go 1.1 to 1.5, but most of the time I float between 0.5 and 0.7. All right, today my fasting window was just about 14 hours, and I'm okay with that. My commitment is not really any kind of fasting window at all. I do have a confession in a minute. Thank you so much, Nicole R., for your generous donation on PayPal. Today, my calories in, this is where things are going to get weird. Today, my calories in was 1,392, so less than 1,500 calories. My calorie burn was 2,101. My protein was 85 grams. My fat was 114 grams. My carbs was 59 grams. Of course, you see the surprised face down there. That's the best emoji I can give you for that. I had a bag of high-key chocolate chip cookies, and I ate all of them because I count total carbs. So if I counted net carbs, that would be 3, 6, 9, 12 less. So if that would be 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. That would be substantially less. Okay, so I'm going to say somewhere around 39 carbs instead of 59 total carbs. If I counted net carbs, that's still pretty high, but I didn't stop at one serving, but I'm not going to call it a binge because, I ate what was in the bag. That's it. It wasn't a huge bag, and the cookies are only about that big around. So I'm not feeling super guilty about that. For exercise today, I started my morning with those 3 yoga moves that I showed you in this video today. My step count is 10,870, but look at this, guys. I got 7 hours and 50 minutes of sleep. I only was awoken twice during that time. That is almost 8 hours of sleep, which never happens for me. So I'm super excited. My stress level was a 2 today, as it was just kind of a chill day. It looks like I did a lot on this video, but I really didn't do as much as I normally do. But look at the weight. I had a mini whoosh today. My weight is 193.4. I'm down 2.7 pounds since I came back from my cruise on Monday, but I'm still up 5.7 pounds from my very lowest weight on keto. So let me turn this camera around, talk to you a little bit more about the cookies, and say goodnight. It's about to get super dark, so I'm not going to keep you too long. For those of you who are asking, my husband is doing much better. He still has some ear pain. We're waiting for the infection to be completely gone. We're waiting for the antibiotics to be completely over, and he needs to go back to the doctor and have that eardrum checked because he's still in a great deal of pain. And we believe that when we went diving, he busted his eardrum. That's what we think. But we think because of the ear infection on top of it, maybe it was just too swollen. But we're going to get a second opinion anyway. It's not going to... Oh my gosh, I thought that was a bug or something. That's my doorbell. I'm not used to looking at this backwards. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So I had an amazing day today. Other than my carb count is wickedly high, like 39 grams higher than normal. Is that going to kill me? No, it's not. Do I call it a binge? No, I don't. While it was kind of a cheat, it was one of those things where... Okay, so I had this bag of high-key cookies. There were 2 servings in the bag. And one serving is 6 little cookies. They're about this big. I'm not even kidding you. They're not even as big as a quarter. They're real tiny cookies, but they are freaking delicious. They taste just like real chocolate chip cookies. So I ate those 6, and then I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to handle leaving 6 of these. So I kind of went into this mentality where it's like, I got to finish the bag because I know I'm not going to stay out of them now. I know that they're going to be gone by the end of the day. So why not just finish them now while I have lunch on my stomach so that I'm not just eating these carbs by themselves and I've got a lot of fat behind them. So anyway, that was my thought process. I'm not sorry. I had a great day. I'm expecting the scale to tip up a little bit tomorrow, and that's okay too. I just wanted to show you this. I heard on the news that they actually call this a wolf moon. Something about the, look at that moon. That's crazy, isn't it? And this is how my garden's doing. Did you guys hear on the news that we're going to have record heat this next week? We're going to be in the 80s and almost in the 90s. There's what my garden's looking like. This is the nursery. We have a kumquat tree that's called a root beer plant. It smells just like root beer too. It's amazing. We have 2 Japanese plum trees coming up. and a miniature lemon tree. That ought to be interesting. It's some kind of hybrid. And then back there, of course, I have my Japanese ginger. You can actually eat the flowers that come off there. It's crazy. But I'll show you the next time it's in bloom because it's beautiful. Anyway, that's all I got for you tonight. That's all I have. I'm going to walk my driveway, just 2 or 3 trips up and down while I do my final edit. But I just want to wish you all a very good night. I love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow with another daily vlog. My husband and I are running into Ocala. That's all I got. Good night. Sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite.